This is the Trading Talk podcast where Nick talks everything about trading and life. Please know that trading involves risk and all comments made here are for informal education and entertainment purposes only. Sit back, relax, and welcome to Trading Talk.
Hello, friends, family, traders out there, whoever else watches my content. Thank you very much for being here and joining in and listening. I know there's a million other places that you could be watching or listening. We live in a world where there's just so much content out there. And it does humble me and makes me very appreciative of the audience that I do have on this platform. And so thank you very much for joining me. Today I've got a topic that for those of you guys who are traders, which I assume is most of you, this might be a really good one. So I'm going to talk today a little bit about a goal that I thought I had as a trader and realized later that maybe wasn't as much as I wanted it. And what I mean by that is trading full time. Now, this is like the end goal for anybody who gets into this stuff usually, right? Anybody who really falls in love with the markets, with trading, investing, whatever. The end goal for a lot of people is to trade for a living or to invest for a living. Basically, self-sufficient. All you do for your full-time income is trade, which on paper sounds like a really cool gig. But in today's video, I'm going to talk to you guys about why that is not a goal of mine anymore, or at least I stopped pursuing that, although I still trade every day, except Saturdays and Sundays, of course, when the markets are closed. But so again, a lot of people, when they get into the markets, they want to trade for a living. It's this cool on a silver platter idea where you can get up when you want, you can work when you want. All you got to do is trade for 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours a day, and you are done and you can just move on with your day. Now, number one, I'm going to talk about why this goal is highly difficult to actually achieve and why most people will never trade for a living. And two, I'm going to tell you why even if they could, they may not want to as much as they think, because I was in that situation maybe 6 months to a year back before I really started the business side of what I do for a living now. So the first thing I'm going to mention, like I said, is why it is so incredibly difficult to actually trade for a living. Now, I preach about this all the time on my channel because I try and keep it real here. I try and stay down to earth with this whole trading and investing stuff because you guys know it's such a scammy industry. There's so many fake people out there. It's very dangerous. You can easily get taken for a ride by all these different people, especially if you're a new person. So just a forewarning, if you, wherever you are, whoever needs to hear this, don't fall for the scammy stuff. Anything that's too good to be true in this industry almost certainly is. The reality is that the true power of this industry is building and compounding growth over years and years. Okay. So the first thing is it's so difficult to actually trade for a living because what does trading for a living entail? It means that you have enough money coming in from your trading to support all of your bills and ideally a lot more because we want to be building accounts, right? That's the name of the game here, at least in my definition of trading success. It would be you're making money, surviving off of your money, and building that money too. Now, there's a lot to unpack there, so stay with me here. We need to make enough money to pay all of our bills, assuming, let's say you're in the US, and let's say you decide, well, I need maybe $2,000 a month to live. And it depends where you are. I'm in Atlanta, so that's actually that'd be a pretty tough expense to live off of. Personally, probably need a little bit more than that. Just depends your lifestyle and where you are in the world. But let's just assume you need to make $2,000 per month to actually live off of that. Well, that's $2,000 that you need to make solely from your trading account. This is assuming you do nothing else. And I'm going to tell you guys, so stay tuned. I'm going to tell you guys my own personal situation towards the latter half of this podcast. So stay tuned. I'm going to tell you a little bit about my own personal journey and my own personal kind of approach now that I've kind of decided that trading exclusively for a living is not for me, because we're going to get to that. $2,000 a month, you need a decent amount of capital to make $2,000 a month. Because not only do you need to make $2,000 a month, you need to account for the times when things are not going to go well in your trading. And a little hint, in case you aren't years into this like some of us longer term traders, there's always going to be times of the year, of the month, of the weeks that aren't going well, right? There are drawdowns to the best traders in the world. The best traders in the world still got crushed by this 2020 market crash, or at least a lot of them did, right? They had a lot of tough times and drawdowns. So that's to be expected. So can you handle 2, 3, 4, 5 losing months out of the year? Because a lot of successful traders have that. In fact, some trend traders can go most months out of the year, maybe 8 months out of the year, losing money. And their 4 months of the year that are really good winners pay for everything off. That's just one example of somebody who may be a trend follower. But regardless, the point is, if you need $2,000 a month to live, that's your bare minimum. That's assuming that you can make $2,000 on average a month, right? On keyword there is on average, because there may be good months, there may be bad months. Let's say 1 month you make $500. Let's say 1 month you make $4,000. Let's say next month you lose $3,000. You need to come out at a point to, on average, make $2,000. So why is this so unrealistic? Or why is this so difficult for somebody who doesn't have a lot of capital to do? Well, the answer there is the capital part. Because if you don't have a tremendous amount of capital, or at least a significant amount, that's going to be hard to do consistently, okay? Because if you have, let's say, $10,000 and you need to make $2,000 a month, you need to make 20% per month on average just to pay your bills. So that to me is incredibly stressful, which actually goes into why personally I don't want to trade for a living, at least not now, and maybe not for many years. I want to trade as part of my living, and that's kind of the key distinction here. But the idea is that I don't want to trade exclusively for a living because there's so much stress involved in requiring yourself to make large gains. And so if you don't want to have a large stress to make large gains, you have to have a large enough amount of capital so that the small percentile gains that you make are significant enough to pay your bills. And not only pay your bills, because remember, there's a second half to that. We need to be growing our accounts. That's just trading and investing 101, at least success defined by yours truly. My opinion is you need enough money to actually invest back into your account and build it so that over time you're compounding and growing. We don't want to just be paying and spending all the money that we make in the markets. At least I don't. So $2,000 a month, that's not even living nicely. That's like in where I live, Atlanta, that's decent living. You're decently living. You're not making big bucks or anything. That's just decent. Depends where you are in the world, of course, like I said. But with that said, you need capital invested. You need significant capital invested. In fact, I would say to trade for a living comfortably, right, with lower stress, because again, you have to ask yourself, well, how much percent per year do I need to make consistently to actually be comfortable, right? What's the easiest thing for me to achieve to actually do this for a living? Because remember, we're not messing around here. This is not a hobby anymore if you want to trade for a living. You need to have enough money to actually pay off all your bills with relative ease, because we don't want to be high stress. That's not living a happy life if we're just stressed all the time trying to make enough return, right? If we're trying to force our way through the market and force out a 30% year every year, that's going to be tough, because there are times where you very possibly could have negative years. And that sounds really weird to a new trader, but it's possible. Trust me, it is. I know some successful traders that have had negative years and then the next year is perfectly fine. It's normal. It happens to the best of traders. So again, you need to have enough capital so that you can do something easy, something very, very, low threshold of requirement. If you require yourself to make 30% per year just to live, that's going to be an incredibly stressful life. And you're more likely, when you're under a heavy stress in trading, to make really dumb decisions. You guys might be able to relate to that, because I know I can as a trader. Been doing this 5 years, and I can tell you, trading under a lot of stress or when you're not in a good mental state is a horrible idea. It's a really, really bad idea. So what's the solution? Either you got to have decent capital, which in my opinion means $500,000 to $1 million a year, or you got to get funded. Okay. And that's the other thing. You can get funded with programs if you can show track records. That's another solution. And we've talked about that before on the channel. But again, this is more just about why I don't want to trade exclusively for a living. Because if you guys have watched my channel long enough, you know that of course I'm doing YouTube, right? I'm a YouTuber. I make some money from YouTube. We offer some services to traders, like an online community. So I make money doing other things as well. And let me tell you why I so much prefer that lifestyle than just trading. Like I said, there are months and possibly even quarters where things are not going well in your trading account. And life to me is too short to be incredibly stressed all the time about your trading performance. Now, don't get me wrong. Trading forex, trading stocks, investing in these things long term, there's a lot of money to be made. In fact, that's a great solution in my opinion. That's why I do it, right? It's a great way to build wealth over the long term. So I don't want to sort of try and squeak my way through or force my way through. If I'm not having a great quarter, but I still need to live off of that money, that's different, right? That's going to make me too stressed. So for me, it's much easier to do other things, especially considering that trading only takes me 1-2 hours a day to actually do successfully, right? I'm a swing trader, so I don't need to be sitting there scalping all day long. I could still catch some great moves and do my thing and get in and get out and then go do other things like what I'm doing right now. I love content creating. You guys might have other hobbies. For example, maybe you like to work on cars. Maybe you like to, work at the library. I don't know, whatever you like to do, right? There are side hustles and things to be doing all over the world. You don't have to be sitting there, in my opinion. The best thing is not to just sit there and trade all day long. In fact, some of the best moves to me are just you take the trade when you see it, you let it do its thing, and in the meantime, you go do other things. It's actually almost better for me as a trader to distract myself. So that brings me to another point as to why I don't want to just trade for a living. Trading just for a living means that all my focus is on my trading. And like I said, trading and being stressed out about it and being solely focused on it, for me, is not actually beneficial. I like to take walks. I like to be making content. And recently we've been making skits with, people in our team in the office, which has been really fun, and entertaining people and offering services and, doing all that sort of stuff, right? That keeps me busy in other ways, in other areas, because as traders, we're trying to earn back our time, right? But I don't function well personally with a tremendous amount of time. I like to be active and doing things. In fact, on the days that when I used to trade, actually, we'll get into this. So before I started doing YouTube and services for people, I was working from home. I was trading my own money that I have built up from multiple business ventures in my life, as well as some of the money that I've made from my business as well, right? I've got money invested. I've got decent capital size. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying that that's why I was actually able to make decent money and still am able to make decent money from the trading side of my income. But when I was doing that and spending most of my time at home trading by myself, that was so not me. And you guys may relate to this. I'm a pretty social person. I really like to spend time with other people, and I really like to spend time with other traders. So what I realize is, you know what? I don't want to sit at home all day long. Why don't I build out this business a little bit more, create more content for other people who share the same passion as me, which is, of course, markets, and hire some other people that can help me bring that business to the next level. Flash, forward to now, we cover all sorts of different market events. We create content for traders. We're writing articles and doing work for brokers, and we offer an online community, and it's been a blast. And it all revolves around my passion, which is trading. So it works out. It makes it so that I can have a balanced life. I can be doing lots of different things and still trading my money in the back. The cool thing about trading is it doesn't matter how much money you make. It's always a great way to multiply that money over time. I don't mean double it. I'm not saying 2x per month like a lot of, stuff you hear on the internet. What I'm saying is building that wealth that you make from other places and reinvesting the gains that you've made from your account back into it and building it over time. The cool thing here is that this is a lot less stressful because when you diversify your income, when you have your other hobbies, your other side hustles, whatever else you're doing, right? I know people who flip stuff on eBay. I know people who, buy and sell phones. Frank actually used to buy and sell guitars. If you don't know Frank, he is one of my employees. He writes articles on the website and does all sorts of stuff for us. He's another trading analyst at A1 Trading. So the point is you can be doing other things and juggling multiple things at once as a trader. That to me is really cool. I'd rather be doing that than sitting looking at the chart all day long. Don't get me wrong. I love this stuff, but I've been doing it for 5 years and trading gets boring, and it should be. It should get boring in my opinion, because if you're doing the same thing over and you're being consistent, you're being disciplined, It should get boring. And I feel like I have more stuff to do in life. And I would imagine many of you guys feel the same. You got more stuff to do than just look at a chart all day long. Again, don't get me wrong. I love trading. So I'm not saying that as, oh, I don't like to trade. I'm saying I don't want to do it all day long. And that's it for my living. Number one, it's stressful. Like I said. Number two, it gets boring. Number three, it gets lonely, right? So there's all these reasons why I don't want to do it just for a living. Number four is, why would you only do one thing if it only takes 30 minutes to an hour a day or 2 hours, whatever it takes for you? It usually takes me about an hour to 2 hours a day. Why would you do one thing when you have 6 more hours, 10 more hours in that day to be doing other things to financially help you? That, to me, made the most sense. It was like, okay, you know what? Why am I, I can be doing more things. I can do more stuff. And I'm not encouraging, there's so many things, there's so many hustles and things for you guys to be doing. People do, they do drop shipping. People do online stores. They sell products. There's a million things that you can be doing. So why just do one? As forex traders, as stock traders, as investors, we are really all just one thing. And especially if you're a successful trader or you're getting there, then you know what we really are. We are entrepreneurs. Trading and investing is just a form of entrepreneurship. And entrepreneurs, they do. True entrepreneurs just don't stop doing, right? True entrepreneurs are always fixing and building and creating and inspiring and moving. So if it only takes me an hour to 2 hours a day, heck yeah, I'm going to do other things. I got so much more stuff to do than just place 2 trades and sit on a beach. Screw that concept, by the way. I don't know if I can, I know a lot of people have that goal, and there's nothing wrong with taking vacations and relaxing, but this concept of, I'm going to, place charts and place trades on a chart and sit on a beach, that doesn't even sound fun to me. I don't know if anybody else, okay, comment down below and I will truly try and get back to you the best I can. Does anybody else not really get intrigued by sitting on the beach all day and trading? I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with me. But to me, it's like I want to place my trades and then I want to go do other things, create content, make people laugh. I'm a content creator, so I'm always going to go back to that. That is who I am at the core. You guys may not relate to that, but of course, I hope you enjoy my content, but you may do something else. Let's say you're a musician, right? Let's say that you trade for 2 hours a day. This is kind of a side hustle for you now. You're trying to make it part-time income for you. And then you're like, you know what? I'm a musician. I'm going to go play at a restaurant tonight with my band. That's so cool. And that's what trading freedom is really about to me. Trading freedom is getting your time back to do all the things that you love in life. It's not to just get on, this hype train of trade for 2 hours, sit on a beach, do nothing, sip cocktails all day long and just be a lazy bum. Trading is entrepreneurship, and true entrepreneurs don't crave sitting on the beach all day. If that's your goal, if that's your plan, is just to get to a point where you can sit on a beach and do nothing, sadly, you most likely will not make it as a trader, because true traders, successful ones, bust their butt. They don't stop, right? And same with successful traders. They're hand in hand. Entrepreneurs, traders, they're both entrepreneurial beings that don't stop, that freakishly pursue something, learning something, improving at something. So that's all I've got for you guys. I don't know. Comment if you agree. Comment if you don't agree. Give me a thumbs up if you agree. And if you disagree with me, give me a thumbs up. Thank you guys very much for listening. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, week, month, whatever it is, and happy trading. We'll see you back in the next one.
Thanks for listening to the Trading Talk podcast. Be sure to like the video, comment down below your thoughts about this episode, and of course, subscribe if you're new around here. Have a great day, and we'll see you in the next one.